for a player who's had a hot hand all throughout this final stage of VCT. Wardell gets spotted. There's a dink shot coming down from Dawn, but Dawn is all alone and surrounded. And they have the flank locked down as well, so there's not really much that can be done from that flanking position. It was being spotted initially by Bang. You can see Curry now going for the flash. It actually works out quite nicely. Wardell's still in position with just a ghost, doing as much damage as possible. Wardell finds a 4K with just a ghost. A nano swarm down. Wardell using the knives to help take care of the turret. They have to be careful for this player that's waiting around the corner. It's Brax, who's just being a nuisance right now. Finally, the swing comes through from Spawn. That's automatic picking one up for T1. But the plant will go through. It's a 4-on-3. And all three remaining players could be a problem depending on how this fight goes on site. There's the spam coming through from Dawn with the Odin as they try to sneak through. Kills will go back and forth in both directions, but it's Leviathan who cleans up.
And you go the Seekers to get into this site. This is going to be very difficult for Skadoodle to try to hold. I think it's going to be pretty much an open site.
Skadoodle trying his best. Curry's actually the one to provide some support. Bang, go, kill is apparently the name of the strategy currently, but hazed is there with some backup. And Dawn with just the Sheriff. There are weapons down, so there's possibility here, but the camera spots Dawn out on the balk.
That was so nice there from Leviathan. At that point where you're able to get 2 kills and you have no information on the side of T1, nothing's really being thrown out because, of course, Curry dies at the same time too. So to gather information, to know where the hit's going to happen, it's not going to happen at all, actually, for T1. So unfortunately there, everybody falls here for T1.
They're trying to do something with this heaven control that they've gained, but they've still got to concern themselves with that player on ramp. The Viper hiding inside their own smoke. Brax is on the site. There's the ult coming in from automatic. Brax finds 2, make it 3 on the round total, and it's all up to Wardell, who's now trying to get away. It will be the first round for T1, and it's all off the back of that aggressive Viper ult to start the round.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why you wanted to keep the utility there from T1 up towards that A heaven. So the turret is going to be able to allow to spot anybody slipping through. If TSM are going to try to work towards B, well, you see how, well, we'll talk about it a bit. The attack is actually coming in towards this A site now as Dawn is holding it down.
Dawn finding 3. That snake bite almost cost Dawn their life. Wardell had to back off, and again, Wardell is in a 1vx, and it's over on the A site yet again. Wardell still trying to grip that op and take it away and keep it from falling into the hands of the enemy. There is still an op currently, though, in the hands of Curry.
10 seconds left.
But great hold from T1 yet again here on this A site. TSM can't find an opening. Looked like there was maybe a small window had they been able to kind of just sneak out from ramp, but it doesn't work out. TSM gets stopped. They can try to gain. They need leverage on this site desperately. Sure, they've gained site control, but did they really? Look at what is grouped up all around them. Skadoodle currently sitting in hell, automatic up in heaven. There's one also back towards spawn. They hit the pause button almost on their attacking side. They were looking so good for a while, but then it was T1 who came alive. Nice flick back from hazed. An opportunity for a spike plant here, potentially. Yeah, he's going to go for it with 4 seconds left. Will get the plant off. Maybe. Maybe not. A little bit of a detour there on the guiding light as it initially went to the right and then had to go back and go through screens. That's a huge ult, and there is no cancellation policy here for TSM. Now hazed on site, getting some support from Bang. Hazed still in position with just 3 HP. He's been caught by the ult, and it's going to come down to the 1v1. It's all about timing, and there's the peek from Bang. Well played in the 1v1. This is a very deadly position for Leviathan to be in. Never mind. Cancelled in the end. Curry does get spotted out by Spawn. Luckily, the rest of the team does everything they could. And now the spike will be planted in just a moment. But the player who planted it will die immediately. It's a good spike plant coming in at the very least for T1. And almost was a great mid-recovery in the round.
Yeah, and I got to give it to Wardell. He got a 4K on the first pistol. The second one, it was all about the impact frags because you lost a lot of players for TSM on that trade-off on mid. You had no fakes. It was actually the call that the hit was going to happen no matter what for T1 towards this B site. It was just very well held from Wardell.
Yeah, Subroza did take a little bit of damage as they make their way out on balcony. First kill will be Subroza's. There's a follow-up, and now there's no need to peek. Subroza can just play the flashes and offer some support. Look, flash a little early, but it's okay. Subroza still survives with just 2 HP. It's a flawless round. Wardell playing on the other side of this toxic wall that's up in B main. Just able to tuck in this corner. They're going to clear it, but they don't clear it hard enough, and that allows Wardell to find two. The spike's been dropped in B main, and because they took so long, they're now down to just 20 seconds, and it's all on automatic. Timothy Ta, what do you got for me? This 12 seconds ticks on the clock. That TSM has figured out whatever went wrong yesterday, especially on their attacking side, as Gen G controlled that pretty heavily on their defensive side. But look at the aggression coming out from TSM. Subroza and Bang go in the paint, down mid.
We'll see what happens if they could get this opening, but Smile, you're definitely spotted there.
I thought you were going to say you're on candid camera for a second. That was going to be a reference that not too many people got, but it will be the closeout for TSM. 13-4, an incredible. Wardell definitely started with a hot hand. Then throughout the rest of the map, kind of felt like he was...
4 first bloods, he's still the MVP of this matchup. And I do agree with you, Bach. It's not because it was consistent frags all around, because as you've mentioned, once we got towards that mid side of the first half,
pretty good support and back up here. Wardell actually hit the tap shot. That's another for Wardell. His ghost has been on fire. He was feeling it in the last map. And even though he falls, he's got some support from Subroza. That comes in.
Elise
Brax going for the bank shot as well with that dart. It did get taken down, but good heads-up play in the moment. Brax doing great damage as well, and things have turned a little bit here. Dawn in a 1-on-2, 42 HP. Nice shot from Dawn, but it's a better follow-up from Bang. Wardell again. Savor in the flavor. That goes for another round. Slow orb comes in. I like the dash up into the tube. You can't really do anything to stop that plant. No, they just get there in time. The spike won't be planted. I thought for sure it was a brilliant setup, and it almost was. It kills. They were able to find early on. This time, it'll be the early off purchase, which we thought we might see based on that early damage dealt with just a ghost. Now, Bang was on site with Wardell, and Wardell had to backpedal a bit. The support was lost. Curry is currently hiding on the other side of the wall.
And you already see it. Wardell saving his op. Leviathan looking for some exits. They're going to be able to upgrade at least to a Phantom, but the round is still going to be secured by T1.
Oh, that is not the miss you want to see from Wardell. That's the op going down. That's a huge loss. Now, Spike ticking away, but TSM already moving up and getting into advanced position. First one through the wall will fall to Skadoodle. There's a follow-up from Dawn, and the top-down position from Skadoodle. Well played.
And now TSM has spike control.
There's the pop-up from Leviathan. The smoke does go down. Hazed is able to convert on at least one kill, but Curry's rampage continues, and things again slip back away. It's Leviathan, a 1-on-2. Automatic is so low on HP. It's the headshot, actually, with just one target remaining. It's Curry who's been doing so much this round, but it's Leviathan. They grab the op, and they grab the spike off the back of this wall. That's a huge pickup, even if they don't win the round, even if everything falls apart here. They still have the op in play potentially, but I say that and Skadoodle starts swinging. There is a wall for Skadoodle to utilize, or that op will not make it out of the round. At least nothing that they could have done to get away from that one as the ult came through, the dart was in, even some follow-up damage off Hunter's Fury. Bang tagged down to 70 HP, forced to use the hero. There's an early flash coming out, and the swing from Subroza proves unsuccessful. It's a 2-on-5, and if they saved in the last round, I can't imagine they go for this one.
Yeah, no.
You've got the op in Wardell's hands, and there is just no logic behind trying to make an attempt towards this A site. It's time to surrender tie points to T1.
Keep it from saving this operator, but should be okay at this point. So the round's going to come in for T1. It's going to be 4-4. But actually, Dawn's closing in. We got more players happening in towards this mid side. Wardell looking down. Okay, at least he's going to be able to save the op. So that's good.
Could prove to be a bit problematic. That's an ult coming out from Hazed, and automatic getting the kill, but immediately trading it back. That was in an attempt to cancel out this Killjoy ult. Look at Leviathan. The peak is going to be everything, and there's the double from the shotgun. Well timed, as now it's falling onto Brax. Spike is down, and you just heard the call out. 30 seconds left for Brax to make a play.
And you don't want anybody else but Brax right now in this team to be able to clutch, but he's low HP. Easy kill for Leviathan. Love the adaptation there for TSM into that round. So
where you've got all of these players
So
building
tough.
up. And oh, now the pressure is on here for Bang. Bang's got to find multiple kills. Great slow orb to slow them down. It's a massive 3K from Bang.
They won't see
And it's
Subroza.
a slaughter.
But he's able to kill 2 more onto the top of that, and it allows Subroza to be hidden around that fence and could have gotten that kill onto automatic, but at least no matter what, it secures around in a nice tight angle there for Wardell.
Wardell has to be careful as the spot comes through, and that's a big pickup. That's Wardell going down to just a sheriff. Swing comes out, and the round will end up.
At least at some point, I'd love to be able to get that orb for Dawn and then get the plant so they could play the pulse plant that way. And they start walling things up here to fight towards his B main first, and this is just going to look grim.
Yeah, well, that was a little bit of an odd play as Wardell actually dashed accidentally backwards. And that'll make things difficult because they don't have, the capability for that Viper utility. That was kind of the only control utility they had.
Yeah, I mean, he got the orb for Dawn. He got the plant. Collateral there from automatic, though. Okay, it's doable.
There's a res coming out from Bang as well. Through the wall they go. It'll all fall onto Brax. Position's been spotted on the other side of Yellow. Has to pull off the spike. Knows it was at least tapped. There's the big kill coming in from Brax. Somehow they save it. A Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, and Subroza heard 2 players rotate down towards Pipe, so he's in a great position to flank some more. And T1 understands this. They're pushing out towards his B main. Hayes is going to fall. No post plant play happening so far anymore, and it comes down to the battle. Subroza at least is close. He still has 1 more guided light. This could be a huge flash, and it's not enough.
Dog does go out. There's the flash coming in as well. A wall comes through, and that is going to be a quite problematic snake bite coming out. They do tap the spike and hold it to get it halfway. Bang being dropped puts everything on Subroza, and it's a repeat of the previous situation with 1 extra player alive. As TSM do go for the force, going for the plant, actually at top 2, but surprise, Skadoodle is still here. A weird position to say the least. Caught Wardell kind of off guard, and now the odds of a plant coming out are decreased heavily. Wardell's just looking to do some damage. Quick shots coming out from the Marshal. Does get a dink follow-up onto Brax.
3 HP.
A little bit off guard. The knive's going to work out masterfully off the back of the recon dart. There's automatic going flying and putting on a display. 2 players remain. Make it just 1 as automatic is slicing them to pieces. That's a 4K on the round. It's a 5-on-4. The numbers in favor of TSM, but the weapons heavily in favor of T1.
But so good, though.
Really leans on Wardell.
They could play pulse
in a
plant.
great position. Might be able to get 1 or 2. That's a huge first one. A follow-up? No. Couldn't somehow hit. I thought for sure it was going to be a free kill. Subroza gets the flash around the corner, then tries to retreat, and all of a sudden it's falling apart. But this is the big problem. There's the snake bite coming in from distance. It's the moonshot from the Viper. And they just can't do anything about it. Sometimes you don't do it with the gun, you do it with the brain. A big clutch round coming out from Leviathan. Waiting. There you go. Maybe? No. Wardell taking a lot of time to get the plant. Not feeling comfortable with the positions, and this could be an issue.
It's just so much utility being thrown for the defender side. Oh, no.
Unfortunate for TSM. They'll have to fight their way back into this site, and it's not going to happen. It's down to Leviathan with just a shotgun. Best of luck with just 11 seconds left. It was well played from T1. They just kept them from trying to gain access to the site.
Yeah, there had to be a miscomm again, unfortunately, for TSM.
Had a potential follow-up as well onto Skadoodle. Look at the positions. They're all over the place. Hayes is running around like a chicken with his head cut off in mid. And now it's come down to this. It's Skadoodle, the op of yesteryear, against Wardell, the king for TSM. Spike will be planted. Smoke goes down. Skadoodle's already made it through from screens. That smoke's going to fade in just a moment. Saw the barrel, and it's a quick shot from Skadoodle. That's round 12 secured for T1.
That was such a nice try there from TSM, but even better for Skadoodle. The fact that Wardell just dashed on top into heaven.
But look at the flank coming through. They're trying to hold it, but they're watching too many things at the same time. There's the peek coming out from Dawn. And you've got Wardell currently hamstrung to work with a guardian of all things. And now it's all up to Subroza. A 1-on-3 to keep their hopes alive here in map number 2. Working the clock. taking every possible second. I love the flash coming through. That'll at least initiate a potential peek from one direction or the other. There's the tap on the spike. They know he's not sticking it, and here comes the slow walk around 410. Nothing can be done. T1. You look at the statistics, you can still see the nuisance that is Wardell. 6 first bloods. I mean, you look at the objective wins, and you can see what kind of sent TSM reeling the opposite direction. They just weren't able to find as many. Wardell does finish as the top player. I think the big kill they need to get is actually going to be on Dawn. There's the dart going down as well to try to give away positions, but does Dawn time this well? Not yet. Dart's going to give away some positions there, and now they're going to go ahead and try and do what they can, but everything is counting against them as TSM costs them a little bit of HP, but it's a shock dart fade away. That's a big pickup to make sure they don't over-aggress and find that early kill. And now it's down to just one remaining player. Well played from Leviathan to escape the kills going in both directions, but it is currently favoring T1. It's been down to 2. They can't find them on the spike. They're having a hard time with the SMG from distance. Wardell did what he could, but now has to back off and be careful because the spam... But they actually don't get much information with them as they're sprayed down through the smoke. There's a smoke on the spike, and now the counter seeker coming out. Skadoodle, though, peaks a little bit prematurely. Other players going to be spotted out. There's a gravity well. There's the ult coming in from Wardell, who's popping off. Fast shots coming out from the knives. It's down to a 1-on-2. Dawn's on site. The quick shot's not there. Dawn with just a pistol making this happen. You've got Bang waiting right around the corner, who tries to retreat and does. Weapon swap. Still time on the clock for Dawn to play with, but Skadoodle's dog is euthanized as it attempts to get some information outside of garage. Subroza is going to get his flash on an attempt to make their way in. There's a big paranoia coming out. The ult from Leviathan, though, is the can opener for the round. That gains them access. Dawn, though, still present in backside sight. After the ult came through from Dawn very low on HP, 4 health remaining. But unfortunately, a backside flank held by Automatic, and I don't think Leviathan's ready for this one. It'll be an easy cleanup on the round for Automatic.
Yeah, and at the same time, Dawn holding C just in case it's another fake, but once this happens towards this A site, he can just TP from the shadows out there. But Curry's still holding the site.
Spike down A.
That should not happen. There's the ult coming in as the ult actually gets canceled. The round is lost. TSM has lost the spike on site with just 17 seconds left. It took them so much time to get away from that C site and back to the A site. One kill wasn't what they were looking for. Hazed currently in hell with just a classic. That is a huge flash, but no, Subroza took forever trying to get that kill. It still works out. Dawn is now coming in on the flank. Time is proving to be a problem. The double up look. And again, E-site pressure from Hazed is what is the name of the game. It's actually going to be a play towards A. Curry taken down as they make their way through. 1 kill for Brax. And again, it falls down on 2 players. One of them, though, is Automatic, who has been lights out with the op, and it's a going towards the sidearm. Bang is trying to lock it down. Quick shot coming out from Leviathan. Automatic is swapped to the rifle. Fast dash onto the site. With time being of the essence, he goes vertical, and it's a big pickup for T1 as they find their 4th round.
And this is how you know that T1 knows how TSM plays. I mean, at first...
There's still that flank coming through from Dawn, but there's the Dawn kill coming in. Wardell has to step up big as it's now down to just Wardell. Both players on site. They don't have anything to cordon him off. There is no cyber cage, and it's a result. Wardell can do what Wardell does best.
That T1 are going to be so close on that default spot. Getting the flashes out to push him back towards long. Here comes Subroza on a retake. He's just lurking instead, but here comes that self-flash. Connects for 1, but Skadoodle's not blinded.
T1 doing a decent job of holding. The flashes go around the corner, and you could hear the double blind call out, but it doesn't make a difference. T1. But it will be a 2-on-4. The round is pretty much falling apart. It is just the save coming out, so they're just looking to do some damage, spill some blood. Subroza does have a Sheriff in heaven, might be able to get one more. Got a player who's very low on HP in Curry. Got Brax, who's over on long on 46 HP. Skadoodle also low on HP on 43, but they're finding the better angle, and there's not really much of a chance there for Subroza. But again, they don't really have anything to try and keep the spike in their control. Look at what they have to do. They just have to swing off this one. There's the smokes going down. Good shots coming out from Hazed. Continue, but Curry finds an angle on this smoke, but it doesn't matter. Bang has stuck it the entire time. Surprise, surprise, it's a clutch round. The Red Bull clutch coming in for TSM. I think it was in the last map. Never underestimate the Marshall. It shoots so fast.
Or Wardell.
And with proper crosshair placement, you can move quickly and just drop people shot after shot to the head. Wardell has to go for the smoke because the paranoia comes through. The missed 9 is going to give them an opportunity they weren't anticipating having. There's a flash coming out around the corner, and Subroza cleans up. And then counter cabbages coming out as well. Both sides sending the Seekers on site. You've got Automatic who's just eating damage from that Nano Swarm, and it's just all falling apart here. It's on Curry, the last player alive. Good spray down, double kill coming in for Curry, who's got 6 HP, but Wardell was in position on the pipes. But there's a Killjoy ult, and there's really only one player that can do anything, so they're going to have to swing off this. You've got that player hiding in backside sight. There's the flash coming through. They have to push forward. The last player alive. Actually, Dawn goes for the swing to spot them towards stairs, and in that time, steps into the radius of the ult and gets hit by it as it pops. 12 rounds. It wouldn't have mattered either way. With just a pistol, Dawn didn't stand a fighting chance. Yeah, but they don't know hazed is here.
Correct.
So there's potential for hazed to stay in this position, and as a result, they want Wardell to lock that spot down just in case. So they go for the swing, thinking they're going to get a free kill onto Wardell, and instead, nothing. A lot of flashes coming out around the corner, making it quite difficult for T1 to stick around. Sure, they get the spike planted, but at what cost? Skadoodle somehow surviving, fighting his way out of this one as best as possible. But as the Seekers come out, so does the Shock Dart. It's all down to Dawn. A big pickup. There is a fat paranoia coming through, but it doesn't make a difference. TSM close out map number 3, 13-6 against all odds. TSM, a team who has floundered across the year, survives and manages to pick up the win, and they will punch their ticket to Challenger playoffs.
And with the latest addition that they finally had, Leviathan subbing in here for Drone.
Strong 3Ks and 4Ks across the board.
Definitely. I think right now you're seeing Subroza also